in the semifinals in a very, very back and forth 3-2 kind of scenario. So let's see. Maybe he has kind of like that fire in his belly that will push him to get to the semifinals, and then he can have the run back against Max in that semifinal matchups to make it into the final. Although this time he's the 3rd seed instead of the 1st seed. Maybe we'll see a reverse underdog type of situation. Who knows? Both competitors scrambled, ready to go. Ari warming up with the 4x4 force cube, as per usual.
Ari does have the advantage here over Chris, both in seeding and also official results. Mm-hmm. So usually Chris is one of our top competitors, but this time he's going to have to push himself a bit.
Yeah, definitely. Chris looks like he's using pretty little of his inspection. Meanwhile, Ari going for more like 12 seconds of inspection there. Let's see. Looks like Chris looks like he's pausing a little bit on centers here. Meanwhile, Ari is just kind of going with the flow, turning a little slower.
Is Chris doing Yao, or is that just Redux?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. It could be that he's pausing on edges, not centers.
Oh, I see. Yeah, maybe he is doing Yao. It's a little hard to tell from this angle. His hands block about half the cube. But considering that I don't see any more white edges, maybe he is going for Yao.
That could be. Yao, it's more efficient to make the edges with Yao, but the drawback is that it takes a bit more look ahead. So
looks
you get
like
a lot more pauses like that.
We're getting confirmation that they both use Yao.
Okay, so yeah, we have the Yao battle here, and Chris with a really good time. I think he started a little bit early, and Ari with a 51. So this is gonna be pretty close.
Very
52
close.
to 51. Ari just clutches this one out. Started a bit later than Chris, and also ended a little later, so a little hard to tell. But Ari is going to take the first solve off here, and I think, as we mentioned earlier, Chris is sitting at 2nd for the TPC for segment 2 leaderboard, that is. So his victory here would be very, very crucial in him getting a good section of the prize pool, and maybe even surpassing Max? Question mark?
Perhaps.
Anything can happen.
Definitely. Any thoughts about that first solve, Isaac?
Well, they were both super solid. We did see Chris pausing a little bit in the cross edges, so I think that's ultimately what led to him losing this one. But I think in this next solve, I think Chris can take it.
Yeah. I think, because we see that the separation is not that much, right? And if Chris maybe turns a little slower, focuses a little bit more on look ahead, of course, that's an easy thing to say, very hard to do in practice. But maybe he can just get a little bit luckier. Of course, solutions are not going to be exactly the same. So if he can get a little luckier during maybe edge pairing, cross edges, centers, there's a lot of places for Chris to make up that 1 second difference.
I have a question. Is Ari sponsored by Moyu? I noticed the Moyu cube cover there.
Yeah, not sure. I'm not sure what cube Ari is using also. I forget what cube he was using for 4x4. We might not even have asked him. I don't even remember. But both competitors off and running here, going into Yao, so they will be doing the cross edges first. Looks like Ari just finished up with cross edges. Meanwhile, Chris is pretty far into centers, it seems.
Did Chris start a little bit before?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Looks like Chris is done with the cross edges and also the centers, and now he's on to edge pairing.
Yeah.
And Ari, I think, is pretty close behind.
Yeah, actually, I feel like because Ari is about to finish. It doesn't look like Ari's even finished. Okay, so here Ari has finished centers and looks like the cross edge. Meanwhile, Chris pretty far into edge pairing, but taking a pretty large pause there. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite him.
Looks like he's on 3x3 stage now, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw
Ari
him go for
finishing
that
up
parry.
edges.
This will be a pretty close one.
Yeah, once again.
The music in the background is very appropriate.
Yes, definitely. This is a really close one because Ari looks like he's gonna get sup 1, whereas Chris looks like he's gonna get 57. He's gonna take this one, so we have another checkerboard situation. The round of 8 matches so far have been really close, very back and forth.
Yeah, definitely.
I always believe in Chris.
Definitely not either of their best solves, but all you need to do is just be a second faster than the other solver, and we're seeing that come to fruition here.
Exactly.
Or in this case, 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big difference in this solve was I think Ari's centers must have been a little slower in this one. I feel like once Chris had finished centers, I looked over to see how far Ari was, and I thought he was pretty close to the end. But taking the, I think he might have taken the extra like 2 or 3 seconds there. Maybe he just had bad centers. And I think that was really where the difference lied in this one. But who knows? Maybe Chris will pause a little bit more on cross edges this time as well, just like he did in the first solve. Maybe Ari's gonna get bad centers again. Who knows? It's all up to somewhat chance, somewhat skill. But the skill is pretty matched, so basically up to chance at this point. It could go either way. What do you guys think? Who's gonna edge out on this one? Chris, the 6th seed, or Ari, the 3rd seed?
I'm rooting for Chris, but it really could go either way. I think the people in the chat should place their predictions.
Yeah, definitely. Put them in now. You only have about a minute to do so. Chris with
I'll put them
fast
in
inspection.
2 seconds before Chris or Ari finish.
Oh my. Ragnar voting for Ari here. Looks like actually Ari might have gotten the +2 there on the inspection. Not sure. Looks like Michael is going to have to confirm, but Chris is definitely he's definitely started much earlier than Ari, so we will have to wait until the final times to see who won here.
Voice in the sky, he did not +2. He just missed out.
That's good.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good thing to hear. Keeps the match a little bit closer. But yeah, let's see. So Chris I think is about I think Chris is like 10 seconds ahead of Ari, at least at the start. Let's see. Looks like Chris is going to 3x3 stage now.
So Chris is just about done, but since Ari took a lot longer, Ari could still win this.
But Ari's going to get a really good solve.
Oh, that looks like he might be taking it.
That was a really good solve. Chris
very close.
53?
Yeah.
So a really close solve to finish it up. Ari completes the checkerboard pattern with a 50. I think that's the 2nd best solve we've seen today, and shows why he's cemented here in the 3rd seed. So the thing is, if we're getting 48 from Max, 50 from Ari, what are we gonna see from Maddie? He might go insane. 45?
I think you're. I don't know about that. I think one
that
thing
might
we
be a
will
little
definitely,
ambitious.
Yeah, that's ambitious. I think we will see more consistency.
A man can dream.
I think we'll see a lot more sub 55s, maybe even sub 50s from Maddie compared to the solvers here. But probably
yeah, definitely
not.
looking ahead of myself a little bit. Excellent match coming up from both of them. Chris was right in it up until, Ari just kind of went off.
Well,
any final thoughts?
No final thoughts from me. We'll have to see what the competitors' thoughts were.
All right, in that case, let's jump into the interview once again.
Hello.
Welcome, guys.
Welcome. Thank you.
All right, congratulations, Ari, on taking it. And
Thank you.
yeah, that was a very close matchup.
Yeah, Ari, tell us a little bit. You said you're a little inconsistent, but let's say, for example, you're warmed up, you're prepping for a WCA competition. What do you expect yourself to average? Not too high, not too low. Just what do you think you would get?
I think I could get anywhere from a 52 average to a minute average, really.
Oh, so you're really serious about that inconsistent part?
Yes. I got a 101, which didn't feel that worse to me. It was worse because I was turning slower, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Chris, I do know how you solve 5x5. I know you've told me you've been practicing a little bit, trying to break that sub 1 barrier, but I know in comps you're having trouble sub 1ing. You clearly went way beyond that. Have you been practicing, or was this today a really good day?
I have been practicing, and I feel like I've been in the position to get a sub 1 average for a while now.
Right.
But then recently, for some reason, I've just been getting really good times, averaging all the way until 55.
Okay. So we did notice something. Both of you guys are Yao solvers. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So Ari, you can go
I
first.
did not know that. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, both of you can go first. Ari, you can go first. Ari, did you do Yao straight away, or did you transition out of Redux? And when did you start doing Yao?
I transitioned out of Redux. I think it was about a year ago. After I got into 4.4, I realized that my Yao was just so much better than Reduction. So it was an obvious switch to make. and my times have vastly improved from when I was using reduction.
Right. So your improvement was immediate, you feel?
Yeah, when I switched to Yao.
Okay, nice. And Chris, how about you?
I've been using Yao since like 2017, I think. I switched when I was averaging like 125 on Redux, and I just switched because like the advantage of doing Redux is to have better centers and like more efficient solves. But I already wasn't taking advantage of better centers, so like when I switched to Yao, the centers thing, like my centers were still exactly the same as they were, just because I was really bad at solving centers to begin with.
Yeah, that's a very logical way to think about it. I don't think people give like the top solvers enough credit to be able to basically analyze their strengths and weaknesses and provide structured solutions for it, right? Like how you're describing your centers. What I can say is that your edge pairing, like watching people like Ryan and Max do Redux, their TPS is insane, but you just see how they're so hectic and they're flipping around the puzzle a lot. I definitely see when you're doing Yao, how it just looks much more controlled. I guess if you're able to combat the centers, right? I'd imagine it's not the Yao edges, but the centers that would be difficult. Or would the Yao edges be more difficult?
I mean, they're worse, but they're not like necessarily more difficult. It's just some extra moves.
Just a couple extra moves. Like the difference is like not important to you guys, I guess.
Yeah, like it really wasn't important to me because I already was not very good at solving centers.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, Priest, do you have any questions?
Nope, I'm good.
Awesome. Well, that was an exciting match. Like, I know you guys are great, but I honestly didn't expect so many like low 50 solves. That was crazy. And yeah, congratulations, Ari. You're moving on to the round of 4. And Chris, we will see you hopefully in the future streams. And I think you have an Instagram, right?
Yeah, cm.cubing.
And
I'm also on YouTube, but again, I haven't been very active. But get to that soon.
We'll see. I mean, might as well subscribe because why not? Ari, you said you only have an Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. At Ari.Cuber, if I'm not mistaken.
It's at Ari-Cuber.
At Ari-Cuber. Cool.
Yeah.
What did you want to say, Preethan?
I think Chris has also like clinched a spot into the top 10.
Oh, for real? Nice.
Yes.
Well,
so you're gonna be getting a
Chris, I
prize
guess.
for that.
Yay! How fun and exciting.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Awesome. We'll see you guys later. Okay.
Good job, Ari. Good luck in semis and finals.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good luck.
That was a really close match.
Yeah. Super close.
Good match though.
So yeah, that wraps up the second of our quarterfinal matches. Another pretty close one coming, pretty nail biter. You know, I'm kind of hoping that the other two quarterfinal matches are kind of going to end up in a same vein, especially since we have like 4 versus 5 seed coming up, and then we have, you know, what might be like a pseudo finals, maybe pseudo semifinals of sort in Maddie versus Paul.
Yeah, these are always my favorite type of matchups, where it's really back and forth, and you get to see that checkerboard pattern.
Yeah, it's just so aesthetic, you know, like seeing that checkerboard pattern.